music library. 100.7. We play anything.
Let's do it.
100.7. 100.7.
100.7.
Melody.
100.7.
We are the newest in your city. The station that brings real entertainment. Melody FM 100.7. Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
Let the people done the art. Now we see Baba do the jazz. Hey, Baba do well for me. I'm a life with young baby. Not because I suffer fast. Not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be jazz. I'm watching. Hey, Bossinachi. I'm no qua. Bossinachi. One man, Bossinachi. I'm watching. Bossinachi, mama, Bossinachi, Bossinachi, my humble father, Sinachi, my loving daughter, Sinachi, my baby mama, Sinachi, Dele Momodu, Sinachi, no be by force to go Dubai. I've been waiting cause the fight, and I just did my own day life, yeah, because the God is my side. They want to take away my favor, they want to spoil my career. And I know say I get the flavor. And you feel taxing up, mania. I forgive and I forget. Baba God he knows the best. My papa just buy a jet. I'm about to take off everywhere. Bossinachi, I'm no qua. Bossinachi, one man. Bossinachi, Apache. Bossinachi, mama. Bossinachi, Bossinachi, Apache. I go name my first daughter Sinachi, my loving mother Sinachi, promotion letter Sinachi, Iyawo mi Sinachi. Now we shutting down Malaysia. Every show the boy they come. Thank you Lord you showed me love. Now I know I'm not alone. I go sing praises from house to church. I go throw party for every town. See my motto, see my munch. Tell me why I no go shout. Not because I suffer past, not because I pray and fast. Not be a show, not be jazz. Apache, hey, Bossinachi, I'm no qua. Bossinachi, one man, Bossinachi, Apache, Bossinachi, mama, Bossinachi, Bossinachi, Apache. And I thank the Lord we oversee me. And I thank the Lord for humble Smith. And I thank the Lord we give me power. Oh, and I thank the Lord for all the riches. And they pray for house, you give me mansion. And they pray for car, you give me phantom. And they pray for fans, you give me stardom. Oh, you they show me love, you know be like. My family, if not be God where I for there, forever we go give God the glory. We they travel, they go, they come. Everything we do, they prosper. Now because you're not my favor, all is by the grace of God. Let the people done the art. Now what the Baba do the jazz. Yeah, the Baba do well for me. Now my life become better. Not because I suffer fast, not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be jazz. Apache, hey, Bossinachi, I'm no qua. Bossinachi, one man, Bossinachi, Apache. Bossinachi, mama, Bossinachi, Bossinachi, Apache. Akarakam Sinachi, humble sweet. Yo, Ties Entertainment.
Vixen is in Foster.
Well, that's Osinachi right there from David Doe, featuring, of course, Humble Smith right there. And that's how we welcome you on the Cruise Show this evening. You know how we do it from now, of course, until 8 p.m. on the Cruise Show right here on Melody 100.7 FM. This is the voice of Daniel Adeyemi, your sports here. I mean, before Bam Bam gets to do the introduction of himself, Osinachi Davido. These are some of the beats this guy released. And I think in the wake of the week, a lot of people were hoping we're going to be seeing Davido with Grammys.
Yeah, I mean...
Are you one of the disappointed ones?
Yeah, definitely. I thought Davido was going to win because it's been close to winning it twice. Just to say that this particular song, Sinachi, when Umbo Smith released it, it was a single. Then afterwards,
to bring in Davido,
yeah,
put a magic touch on it.
And all of a sudden, the song at that time went really, really global. In fact, it was even nominated for Next Rated. So that's how big Davido is right there. I thought he was going to win, but...
Well, let's leave that in the segment. When Bam Bam will come to do justice to that. Well, we welcome you once again to the Cruise Show. You know how we do it every Tuesday. It's myself and Igunfemi Akin Bobola. Let them know you're here, Bam Bam.
Good evening, Daniel. Good evening to all the listeners out there. It's nice to be on the program today. This is the Cruise Show, first for sports, second for entertainment. So we're going to be doing justice to some of the sports stories making the rounds in the ever exciting world of sports. Yes, nice to be on the program today, Daniel.
Yeah, a lot has been happening. I believe you all have been hearing the news left, right, and centers of different happenings in the exciting world of sport. Yesterday was a very, let's say a business day. For those in the buying and selling, we saw players moving from left to right. Some of Nigerian players, finest, the likes of Lukman Ademola, Joe Aribo, Frank Onyeka, and a couple of others made a switch in the January transfer window that closes yesterday. That and many more are what we've got for you on this, of course, epic episode of the Cruise Show right here on Melody 100.7 FM. We'll just go for a quick musical break and wait until 6:15. You know, it's just like first half of the game. Yes, 45 minutes of intense sporting stories. And by the time we're back from that, it's going to be a lot of sporting stories, a lot of analysis rolling from left, right, and center. So let's return back to, of course, to music. And this time around, I'm not much of a Osinachi kind of person. You give us something.
Just tell them that it's church song. Go and play it.
I mean, a lot of people leave me pastor, but you know, I don't claim the honor. I don't like to be called pastor because I'm not actually officially one. You know, and people like to throw that at you once they see you behaving in a way that look like a pastor.
Okay.
But what they don't know is that even Bam Bam is more of a pastor than I do.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, maybe we should just go with you, Davido.
Okay, we're just supporting Davido, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Brothers supporting brothers. With you, Davido. I mean, with you is one of the songs I just kind of get used to by the nature of being around the radio and everything. You know, I think it's the most heard song I've had on this frequency.
At some point, it was number one in Nigeria.
I mean, that's okay. I think it's Davido and Omale, right? And it's one of the songs that actually put him up there for Grammys.
Definitely.
I mean, it's so sad to know. Okay, let's hear together from this. We go to the spot. Let's listen to why you will hear something like this and not give this guy Grammy. With you, from the stable of Davido featuring Omale.
Diallo, I know people forget you. Hey, Bezina, Muzo. If I speak English, you oh. Cho, no walking. I don't want punish you, oh. I want to punish you. If you see my baby, you go shut up, oh. I'ma get too fine, no be makeup, oh. Yeah, baby, lie down, no. Finish work for me, oh. Oh, tomato, put that thing back, oh. Ah, baby. What's up on the time, what's up on the time? When I just did try, when I just did try. When I drop this song, I go need to dance. I do what I could get it, they pay my price. Then I find the sound, I'm over the sounds. I know get a name, I know sing a sound. Sound, the money sound. I want the precise, I want the precise. I be like military, match up my head. Vigilant, give me Lord, I did on your place. Cemetery, people we don't die, people cemetery. Life is not easy, I know it's not easy, you got to do the promise. For my city gone, you know be run from who you are, and waiting go be man is cast in stone. But do well long power salute. Oh why titi mo de sham you. I do well no do me yo. Can imagine kali she can yo. Oh you alone. My mama leave me yeah no long. Lost myself and I found my purpose. Yeah, every day I know that I am blessed. So tight people don't love me. Yeah, they can do me. Nothing man no face. Survive today. These kind of things in our life we need.
Well, that's of course Oyolom from, of course, Ashake featuring Wizkid right there. And of course, we go right now into sports. You know how we do it. 15 minutes, of course, past 6 p.m. right here from Melody 100.7 FM. Now, time to go talk sports. Let's go there.
away from deep enough. That's a touching ball, it's Martins! And it's just out to the bar! Sensational. What a wonderful finish! That is the most embarrassing own goal. Oh, what a goal! That's something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybooks off.
All right, you're welcome, of course, to that sports segment of the Cruise Show this, of course, evening. This is the best you'll get when it comes to Drive Time Show. Let's give you the best in terms of sporting stories. And where do we start from, of course? Where's best to start from but home? Yes, home this, of course, evening. The report has been flying everywhere, and that's about the MPFL Kun Khalifa saga. Yes. It's no longer news that, of course, MPFL is now investigating Kun Khalifa over abandoned Air Kanami match. Yes, that's been the news, and a lot of things have been flying around, of course, Kun Khalifa. The news is that Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri are facing possible sanction from the Nigerian Premier League football, of course, MPFL, after failing to honor their match day fixture against the Air Kanami Warriors in Maiduguri on Monday. The encounter scheduled to take place at Air Kanami Warriors Sports Center was abandoned after the visiting side failed to arrive, and match officials subsequently awarded a 3-0 walkover victory to Economic Warriors. Now, the story before the story is that Kun Khalifa had written to MPFL that they will not be able to make the fixture before the time. That is the story before the story. Now, in a letter dated for January 28, 2026, addressed to MPFL Chief Operating Officer Davidson Orumi, the club stated that it will be unable to travel to Maiduguri for the fixture, even if it's scheduled for the following week. Now, the letter reads, we bring to you compliments from the management of Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri, Imo State, because of the time and financial constraints. As we are playing our own match with Kwara United on Thursday, 29th of January, we cannot meet up to play our next match with Academy Warriors in Maiduguri, even on Wednesday next week. The letter read. Now, Bam Bam, a lot of people are saying things back and forth about this, but this is a letter sent to MPFL on the 28th. Is that not too late of a date to be notifying that you won't be showing up for a game that has been scheduled? I mean, long before this letter actually came. They sent a letter on the 28th saying they will be showing up for a game. Okay.
Kun Khalifa is a private-owned club in the MPFL, and this season we had all the fixtures, yes, decided way before the season started. In fact, we had all the fixtures before the season started, and every club was given about 2 weeks. They give them 2 weeks break to get themselves together to prepare for the next stanza of the MPFL. So it's quite shocking that Kun Khalifa right now are coming out to say that they had to send letter.
They are blaming it on two things. They say number one, time and financial constraints. Are they saying they are not rich enough to participate in the MPFL?
No, that's the problem. Over the years, I have said it before that as a private-owned club, private-owned clubs, it's very hard for them to survive in a league like the MPFL. That's why you always see that most state-owned teams now dominate the MPFL, because state-owned, whether you like it or not, there's always funds. And meanwhile, there's always people to call out the government when something is wrong. Just like the situation with Shooting Stars right now, the speeches. We were on Complete Sport yesterday, and on Saturday, I beg your pardon, we were saying, oh, Sheyi Makinde, the governor, executive governor of Oyo State, should do something. So there's always that call. But for private owned, nobody can call them. And sometimes I even wonder who are their fan base and all of it. Now, it's hard for private owned clubs to sustain themselves in the MPFL. Now, the MPFL as a body, they don't even have sponsorship. So how do clubs seek sponsorship? And even if you are rich enough, football generally is business, because I'm talking about the financial constraint now, where they mentioned that, oh, the time schedule. I don't even want to accept the time schedule because we've had the league scheduled long time before now. We've had break, yes, in the league. There's been break. So that's on the other side. I feel like that time is just to hide under the canopy of the financial constraint. Now, football is business, definitely. And even if you are so rich enough, the president, the richest part, for every business you have, you want to make returns. Now, we've seen teams pack up, private-owned teams pack up in the MPFL. We've seen FC Ifeanyi, we've seen Gabos FC, sometimes in 2017. And couple, even MFM, as much as MFM is not owned by somebody, it's owned by a church. Even Giwa FC, they were expelled in 2016. And currently, if you remember when the league was about to start, there were rumors that Cook Khalifa were about to sell their slot to Atlant FC of Owerri. But then, many things and people coming out to talk about it, it wasn't able. See, I was listening to some of these top guys when it comes to sport business, and in a space like the MPFL or Nigerian football, you have to look at two things before you consider having a business or having a club. Now, you have to look at where you want to really make good money from. Just like Remo Stars, let's take for example, I used to tell people that Remo Stars did not start 2016, 2014. It was way back 2002. That was when the whole notion started. So it's been a long way coming, even though now they are not doing well. But you must always have an academy. That's where you can actually make money, because where you make the real money is by selling off players. NPFL is not a league that is global. How many people watch the NPFL? But young players, you can take a young player at most 19 years to the foreign side. You can take it off for trials. Anything above 20 years. Sometimes I tell my friends, because I've been privileged to play good football at some level. I say, see, once you are 22, my brother, start thinking about something else when it comes to football. If that's your football age, that's your real age or whatever, start thinking about something else, because I don't think any club will want to buy you at that age. So for Cook Khalifa, maybe they should have followed the trend of Rebel Stars by having a football academy. Look at how many players have left Rebel Stars Academy, beyond limit. Like 5 players have left. So
made a lot of money from that.
If they are buying the player $6 million, as much as
a lot of money when converted to naira.
So you can. So Honorable Kuleshun have said we use the beyond limit body in quotes to sustain their senior brothers, and at some point they used the players that are currently playing for Remo Stars. Some of them are the guys that when they couldn't get clubs in the academy, they just have to stick with. That's why if you see Remo Stars, most of these players like Adi Aruna, they've been in the club since when they were young. So for some of these private owned, it's easy to start something, but sustaining it is hard. Like somebody will always say, if you want to buy a car, you have 5 million, you can buy a car, but sustaining it, buy fuel, bringing it here every time, that's where the process, that's where it comes really, really tough. So I would be surprised if they pack up later on, because financial constraint, if you're the owner, where you're not making money, even if you have other business, you have money at the petroleum side, where you're not making money, because definitely you have administrators, it's going to be an hindrance. So for Cook Khalifa, I know they're going to get sanctioned. I know, and they also try to play the PT card that, MPFL is not answering them. What would they answer you? What would
at least 72 hours before the scheduled kickoff, the league board is also required to consider the impact of such changes on the published fixture list and broadcast arrangements. So they are saying they made the requirement in terms of requesting for postponement of the game. They didn't get a response from MPFL when they sent the letter, and they just took on the assumption that they got the letter, they got the message.
And I would also look at it from their own perspective too. El Kanemi Warriors, their stadium is in Maiduguri. Maiduguri is quite far, and according to them, while they were going, they had bus issues. They had issues with their bus and all of it. But still, it's just like, let's tune into the foreign side and go to the NPFL. Manchester United, even with all of their okay, let's take Arsenal Football Club. They have the Champions League. They have Carabao Cup. They don't come out to complain. You understand? It still boils down to the financial aspect. You're not playing the CAF Confederation Cup. CAF Confederation Cup is only Rivers United that's participated in. You don't play all of it. So what's the excuse? Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's just a sign that maybe this particular team is about to pack up. Look at the table. Where are they in the table? They are currently 20th at the table. It goes to show that they don't have so much money to
financially.
Yeah, because
so is it safe to say teams who are maybe good on the pitch but not good financially, maybe it's not just enough for MPFL to consider a team qualified to participate because you made the most of the point in the NNL and then you've been promoted to the MPFL. If you don't have the financial backing, maybe it's safe for MPFL to say, we are sorry, you've done the right thing by competing and qualifying through the competitive means, but financially you are not fit because it takes a lot of finance to actually be able to travel around Nigeria week in, week out, and if you make it to the CAF Champions League, you'll be traveling abroad.
Yes.
And you won't want to participate in the MPFL if you don't have the mind of saying potentially you can play in the CAF Champions, because I don't think there is a provision for you qualifying for the CAF Champions League and then you sell your ticket to someone else.
Yeah,
so
no provision.
So if MPFL is taking a team into the league, maybe they should be strong also on the financial state of the team. Maybe they should ask for their papers. What's the provision going to the year?
Yeah, definitely. I think that should be considered. But on the other hand, there's always what they call a level playing ground. It's just like, even in the top leagues, we've seen top clubs, even
Lyon almost got relegated.
We've seen Portsmouth, Bolton. These are teams that are playing in the Premier League. But the normal law is if you play in the NNL, the first two will qualify to the next round. In that process, it will be fair. It will be unfair to certain teams or people out there that, okay, just because of their financial, you might say
a lot of money. Yeah, like kick us out.
It's not good.
But it's the fact. If you don't have the money to sustain the league, to sustain the demand of the league, of that level, you're talking about the fourth division of the Nigerian Premier League here. There's no way you can do it if you don't have money first in bank. Because I'm sure it's one of the criteria of MPFL to check their books. You're coming into MPFL now. Can we check your books? At least let's see that you have enough to take you to the middle of the season, because we are already at the middle of the season now.
Yeah.
And that's why it looks like they are packing off now. They are complaining of financial constraint and all of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would have to even go as far back to check maybe the rules of the financial part of it, because definitely I know there should be provisions for that.
Yeah, there is actually a provision. If a team qualifies who is not actually well financed enough to get there, you can go.
But same as, because there are other leagues in quotes in Nigerian football, like there's a league called the TCC League. Yes, I'm trying to remember the name of this man, the owner of the club. Is it Bagada FC? He's not concerned about the MPFL. It's business. It's pure business. And what it does is it wants to sell young players. So it will give you a clause of, if you're not 20 years, you can play here, because it's pure business. So some of these teams, before your highs will even choose to even play in the MPFL, first of all, consider making money, or how do you want to make money? I'm looking at Bara FC. It's owned by the Deputy Senate President. I don't know, maybe, some of these people, they do it because more like empowerment.
Yeah, they want to give back to the community.
Give back to the community. But at the same time, even what you're not just, you're not giving back to the community to just waste money. It's still business for you. So they have to also look at, where will I get my profit from? Because even the league itself, they don't make so much money. Because if the league gives you 200 million as the winner, definitely, if you're traveling for about 36 games right there, you would have to, if you're traveling for 36 games, a couple of home away, you have to look at so many things. The money, for me, is not even enough. And it's just one team that will get to win the money prize. That's the first team of the MPFL. So other teams is just traveling home and away with no other money. Because I know that even if they are going to give money to some of these clubs, it might not be enough. It's just the winner prize money that, I said 200 million, 20 million, I beg your pardon, that that's the money that is for the sole winners. But other teams, they will have to look for other financial means. And sponsorship is part of it. Where are you going to get sponsors? So for some of these clubs, I know it's good to play in the NPFL, but your financial constraints, your financial status matter a lot, because we have said it that private-owned clubs are the future of the NPFL, because yes, 200 million, that's it. I thought it was 20 million, but 200 million. But the financial status of any club matters so much. And I was going to add that yes, it's not by force to play in the NPFL too. If you know that it's not enough.
Actually, you're not capable.
Yeah, you can play the other league, CCC league. There's a time in Lagos they made a particular league for about 7 aside for people. So you can also participate in that. So for me, Cook Califat, maybe, just maybe, they will join the likes of MFM in future, because it looks like this team is going down the drain. Yeah.
Well, this is what it is. I mean, one of the another big concern I have about the NPFL is even the prize money. 200 million naira. We're not talking about pounds or dollars here. It's still a ridiculous amount of money, considering the fact that you take players back and forth for 38 games. At least 15, 16 of those games are away from home. You have to travel, player welfare, fans, the salaries and everything. Do you think 200 million actually is worth competing for in the NPFL anymore?
Let's be honest. Even at the fire state, the prize money is never enough for every club.
Yeah, they make money from commercials and all of this. But we don't have access to that yet. We don't have TV rights. I mean, we don't broadcast rights or any other thing.
Yeah, that's
the prize money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the money definitely can never be enough for this team. Now, most especially with the fact that the winner would always qualify for the CAF Champions League. Now, let's not even talk about the amount to spend within Nigeria, because you're going to play 36 games or 35 games. Let me put it like that. You go back and forth. You're going to Borno, you're going to Ibadan, going to this. You're playing.
Sometimes even like in case of Shooting Stars now, your home is not your home.
Home again, it's not your home. And when as the winner, you go on to play in the CAF Champions League. When you go to the CAF Champions, if you're playing away, that's fine. But when you're playing home, you host the club that's coming, you host yourself. You understand? So it's a lot. And now when you continue to go far, the first round of the CAF Champions League, you don't get so much money. You get money, but it's not really enough. So for me, definitely, no money is enough. Even if in the top leagues, the NPF, the Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, no money is enough. But how do you get money? Sponsorship is all that matters. Look at Ikorodu City. They've got someone sponsoring them. When it comes to Man of the Match awards, definitely there's a money factor being played out. So you have to seek sponsorship. And how do you seek sponsorship? When your league is improved. If the NPFL cannot seek sponsorship, cannot get sponsorship, you as a club, how do you want to get sponsorship? Except if you are doing something really nice.
We should just nail it where Bam Bam just drop it right now. We should just actually put the anchor there. NPFL teams, enough of the PT card. You guys are, if you are as much as a sporting director of any team in the NPFL, you should be checking yourself out and be asking yourself critical questions. How are the teams in the foreign league surviving? Teams like Wolves, they won't be as broke as not being able to show up for games, despite the fact that they are in the 20th place of the table. No team has ever been that broke. They are still very strong enough because they have a lot of money coming in left, right, and center, and we know they might not have access to all the big money sponsors. But at least it's about time for them also to. We talk about it at the beginning of the season. It's about them also time for them to brand the club in a way that will attract those who want to invest. I mean, Bam Bam will not mind throwing a couple of millions into 3SC if it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. If it's worth it, if you go to 3SC and the environment is good, you see the fans coming in and out, the show is great, people can go as far as going to the bank to get money to put into that kind of business, because the truth is, football business is a lot of money.
It's a lot.
If 3SC sold a player for £5 million, everyone that has a stake at that club will go home smiling. Yeah. Because that's a lot of money when translated to Naira. Well, it is what it is. Let's go from there to WAFCON. We're hearing news that WAFCON 2026 face postponement. Yes, a lot of news have been flying around. Now, Morocco is not happy at the moment. There's no way we want to say it. Morocco is definitely not happy with CAF. They are not happy with some national, some airfields in Africa. And now the news we are receiving is that the 2026 African Cup of Nations is set to be postponed following a formal request from the Royal Moroccan Football Federation. That's, of course, to the Confederation of African Football. That's the Moroccan FA to CAF. Yes, in a communication to CAF, the Royal Football of Morocco informed the continental body of its inability to hold the tournament next month due to congestion in domestic calendar. I mean, all of a sudden, there's a congestion now in their domestic calendar. So Morocco top flight, as Bobola Pro League has already suffered multiple postponement as a result of major international competitions, including African Nations Cup, CHAN, Arab Cup, and of course African Cup of Nations. Now, they said with the scheduling pressure, creating logistical and operational challenges, the Moroccan Football Federation has officially requested that CAF shift the tournament to later dates. I mean, all of a sudden Morocco is checking their paper and they're like, is it even worth it anymore?
Yeah, it's quite shocking though. And for CAF, like I would always say, that they've depended so much on Morocco. Why would you have 3 WAFCON and you're still putting it in Morocco? Other African countries, what are they doing?
Giving them room to grow.
Giving them continue to, yes, but you know, for Morocco, they've helped themselves. You know, you put yourself at some level, that's when people, that's what they call investment. You know, when you put yourself at some level, we're not saying Morocco, they are the best.
Definitely.
But definitely in Africa currently, they're
They
the best.
look like the best, yeah.
So for CAF, you know, CAF has a big body. They would always want a country that would always save their face in terms of infrastructure, just to represent African football. So Morocco is that face currently, but they have to also look at other means too. For how long? Look at
It used to be South Africa.
Yeah. So for how long are they going to depend on Morocco? Morocco right now, they are doing them dirty because
fast,
sharp. And even South Africa too, they are trying to put their heads into it. But when you have this kind of issues, because the WAFCON is set to commence, I mean, hopefully they don't change it. March, April, that's when the AFCON is. So this is February, and we're heading to March.
And there's still no clear path.
There's still no clear path, you know. So I understand why we are seeing the news that the AFCON is set to be postponed right there. For Morocco, I understand their point of view, and they've been hosting it. They've gotten very, very close to winning it. Maybe if they had won the AFCON, they would have been so happy. The camp would have been so happy to host another one, because they were this close to winning the AFCON before Nigeria defeated them 3-2 in the finals right there. So for CAF, it still boils down to CAF. You understand? Stop giving them level head, because you continue to submit under Morocco. Thank God that the CAF decision did not favor Morocco like they expected, because they wanted the AFCON title stripped off Senegal. So for me, it's just dependent on Morocco, and so far so good. They've got it. They've got that honor. They can always talk about it, because definitely they've invested so much since 2010. We know how much Morocco has invested, and it's been working for them. But yes, there's still confusion over official announcements. I'm expecting CAF. Hopefully we get to see what they will do, because when it comes to giving fines, CAF, they're active. But this time it boils down to them.
Well, it is what it is. CAF now. Somebody is serving them breakfast. I mean, like when you put your egg in one basket. Like that's why Bam Bam has a lot of Sheilas. No one will do that to you.
Don't do that.
Okay, of course I'm talking about the gentleman here. That's just a cruise show, by the way. All right, now let's go from there to be, of course, English football, where a lot of things happened. Yesterday, the transfer window, not just English football, European football. Some of our boys won big time yesterday. I mean, at least it's a big win for Lukman Ademola.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a big win for Franco Yeka joining Coventry City, which is, of course, the team that is currently sitting at the top of the Division 2 of the English football. And then we saw Joe Aribo as well going to Leicester City. At least to see these guys go to a new place. Both Aribo and Onyeka went on loan till the end of the season. Do you think this is, like, at least for Onyeka, do you think he got the best out of the window?
For Franco Yeka, on social media, it wasn't exactly like, because people were saying, why would you move from a Brentford side to the
Coventry is actually going to almost getting the job done to get to the Premier League.
Getting the job.
I really just always see them as Division 2.
Yeah, Division 2 is always Division 2.
But he wasn't getting the chance in Brentford.
That is it. That's the point. For every player, he wants to play top football. He wants to play consistently. And, you know, we've seen even managers make a move from smaller clubs, even straight to Bayern Munich.
Definitely.
So everything is all about.
You don't have to do that.
Everything is all about what people see. You understand? football, I say, is being judged by two things: stats and eye test. So for a young player, if you're not playing consistently, you're not going to have the stats.
Nobody's going to see.
Nobody's going to see. So for Frank Oyeka, definitely Coventry, when it comes to the Division 2, it's a top side. So for me, I think it's all about match time. It's all about playing time. Brentford, they're not giving it that time. And, a player that just got taught in the AFCON, it might just feel like, at this point in time, my career is going down the drain. 26, 27, 28. Before you know it, it's 28 years, and nobody's coming for you. And he's a midfielder. You're not just like a striker. Strikers, if you score 9, 10 goals,
you're back into the something.
You're back. You understand? For a midfielder,
I don't know how many assists, how many blocks you have to make. Before the team like Barcelona or Man U will start coming for you.
Before they will come for you, it will take a long time.
All right, of course, it's still in the. Now let's go to the EPL where we are. Of course, let's look at the list of some. Very interesting list here. We have EPL 7 top spenders. Yes, top 7 spenders in the last 5 years. I mean, I'm shocked when I see the list, and I think the team at the top is actually a shocking one for me. But I'll start from the team in the 7th place. Yes, in the last 7 years, to shock you to actually know that Manchester City is a team in the 7th place. Yes, 7th place with £396 million. Yes, they spent in the last 5 years in the Premier League. But they didn't, of course, just spend less. They also spent very smarter, yes. And City, the dominance wasn't born from reckless buying. It came from planning, stability, and a system that, of course, made every pound count. Now, you look at Manchester City, and when you see this kind of list, you wonder why they go this way back, this down. Because even this January window, they signed a 60 million Semenyo.
Yeah.
In the summer, I think they signed another player like that. And maybe last season. To know that they are signing some fine player. I don't think Alan was up to £50 million.
Yeah. One thing about Man City is, yes, they sign players. Yeah. I'm even shocked that they are number 7.
I'm shocked. I was expecting them to be number 2 or
number 1.
Like, they sign big players, but they don't sign them for much money. How do you do that?
Good business. It's just all about good business. And for Man City, over the years, they didn't have the pressure. It's just now that Man City are getting the pressure.
Yeah.
Pressures on big clubs in the EPL, Man U, Chelsea,
Arsenal, to deliver. They don't make panic buys, and panic sales.
Exactly, to maintain the standard they've always had. Just like Chelsea, during Jose Mourinho, they won the Premier League. Manchester United, for over how many years with Alex Ferguson, they won the Premier League too. And also Arsenal Football Club, to maintain what the likes of Thierry Henry did in 2003. So the fans, and they have so many fan base. They have so many people supporting them. If you come to Nigeria, let's take for example, Chelsea fan, Niboru, you understand? Manchester United fans, Arsenal fans. So from City, it's just now that we're getting to know about City. In fact, let me say from 2010, when I was much younger, I didn't know anything about City.
Come on, Man City, no.
I didn't know City.
Yeah, that thing that everybody, like one of those mid-table teams or teams that can navigate.
I remember my first.
Beat them 6-0. Beat them a lot.
I remember the first shirt someone bought for me. Jersey was Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United. Those
that famous.
And then I knew Chelsea, Drogba. Arsenal, Thierry Henry. My dad loved Thierry Henry so much. I never knew about. Maybe the only player I knew about.
Maybe the likes of Tevez,
later. That was 2010.
In the 20s.
So there's less pressure. There's less pressure, and it affects them even all up to now. They are just doing well. Many clubs, many players will want to go to City because they are doing well, and some of them might even want to force their transfer just because they are doing well and to win titles. So it's easy for them to get some of these players at top level, at a medium price, like that. Yeah.
Now, for the number 6 on the table, on this table of top spenders in the last 5 years is Liverpool. I'm also shocked because Liverpool spent 150 for Alexander Isak, and of course spent about 70 on Prembergs. They've spent on Louis Diaz, they've spent on Nunez. They've made some incredible signing, but we are still seeing them in the 6th place with £420 million in the last 5 years. So Liverpool spending was steady, not explosive. Their philosophy was always very clear. Spend wisely, build a system, and of course, let football do the talking. And in the 5th place, it will shock you to know that Newcastle United is the team in the 5th place. They've spent more than Liverpool and Manchester United with 424 million pound in the last 5 years. This transformation, came off the new owners of the club.
Yeah.
So when Newcastle transformation was one of the most dramatic in modern football. A club reborn under new ownership, willing to spend and all of that. So they made some incredible signing. The guy they signed is some of about 70 million pounds. Yeah, 70 million pounds. They signed Guimaraes also for about that kind of money. So they also
Gordon too.
Yeah, Gordon. Yeah, incredible signings they made. And the fourth place is Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, I wouldn't expect this team to be there because they always spend and yet they never make it worth it.
I think it's just recently they started spending. But during the likes of Harry Kane, they were not spending.
Harry Kane was an homegrown player.
Homegrown.
And Son been there for a long time.
As a young, they got him as a young player. Dele Alli a young.
You're correct. They're just recent.
They're just recent spenders. Maybe when they bought Solanke, this man, Kolo Muani, Xavi Simons, and a couple of other defenders.
Signing players everywhere.
Yeah.
You're right. Of course, they are in the fourth place with 574 million pounds in the last 5 years. The Tottenham spending was a message. Yes, we are serious now, like we said it. We are serious now, kind of spending. And in the third place, I mean, the revelation team. Not too many people, but from the gap between the fourth and the third place is a mile. It's a lot of gap. Chelsea is in the third place with 651 million pounds in the last 5 years. I mean, I'm shocked it's not more than that. Because I had this one was talking about £1 billion bottle job, calling Chelsea that kind of talking about Jamie Carragher. But of course, I think this calculation is based on after what they've got, they deduct their sales as well.
Buying and selling.
So if they spend 1 billion, then how much have they been able to make back from player sales? That's actually what gives this figure. Because I know Chelsea have done more than £2 million in the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, when it comes to selling players,
they sell very great players. Yeah.
I know them to be the only top club that sells players.
The new owners have actually been very serious in business of selling players.
Yeah.
They sell very wisely. So Chelsea has become the modern definition of football spending. Yes, in the last 5 years, they poured 651 into their squad. Managerial changes, player rotations followed. Each windows, they brought new faces and, of course, new expectation. Now, in the second place is the team in the first place of the Premier League. Arsenal, we can say is worth it. The last 5 years up now, Arsenal all of a sudden they've turned to spenders. Because we know in the days of Arsene Wenger, you have to stick to the homegrown players. You have to go get the likes of Chamberlain from Division 2, young players, getting up through the rank. But now Arsenal spending at a different, take a different tone. Under, I won't say Arteta. I think this will start from Unai Emery.
Yeah,
Unai Emery.
Bought Nicolas Pepe.
Aubameyang, I think. Lacazette, a couple of players they spent on that time. So they weren't buying success overnight. They were rebuilding it. So after years of restraint and the club entered a new era of course, ambition. The spending was calculated, targeting youth and potential, open to build a dynasty. They have a dynasty now. So for 663 million, Arsenal brought promise. But promise does not always turn into trophies. I won't say that yet. And in the first place, guess what's in the first place?
United, definitely.
In the first place is Manchester United. I mean, the hunt is very, very massive. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club is just trying to get back into that, reality of themselves. So, £675 million is what Manchester United have spent in the last 5 years. Yes, Man United didn't just spend money. They invested in a future that they kept trying to find. Every season brought a new manager, a new system, a new batch of signings, aimed at fixing the previous year's problem. Now, 675 was the cost of trying to return to the top. But the Premier League titles still remain out of reach for United.
Yeah, definitely. And when it comes to United, bad business for them. Now look at some of their players from the academy, some of their top players. Rashford on loan. These are players that they should be able to make good money
Definitely.
off. But
I mean, Rashford leaving that club
the
for
only
loan.
player on loan. And Anacho, look at the money, 50 million for a promising young talent. Even Estival from Brazil.
Even Pogba walk free.
Pogba free. They made money at the first time of Cristiano Ronaldo, but leaving the club, nothing. Every of those players, the only player I can remember getting of the club that at least the money was matched the way he played, Scott McTominay. But still, Scott McTominay it should
It's
be
not one of the players you expect to cost. I mean, to go for that kind of big money.
60 million, but all the return for United when they sign players. Now, just because of the pedigree of the club, these smaller clubs, they know that for a club like Wolves, they have a striker that has played 38 games and scored 20 goals. They know that United will be perching on them. Now, just because of the pedigree, and they know that United, they are in a certain situation to meet up.
Need a lot.
They need to meet up with.
Panic. They know they are panicked. They're in panic.
They are in panic. So they cost, these players cost more. Look at Mbeumo. I love Mbeumo.
Mbeumo are players that will be crying to play for Barcelona or Manchester United on a normal day.
On a normal day, but look at how much was gotten just from this just from the sales of Mbeumo, and now look at Mbeumo. I love Mbeumo so much, and I know that many people would look at me and laugh. But with Mbeumo's stature, what's the future of Mbeumo? Can Mbeumo still play 5 years?
Nah.
With the way he's looking,
There's actually no way.
if he goes on break, if he goes on injury for 6 months, Mbeumo is.
I mean, Mbeumo is actually just being honest, because that's the truth.
That's the truth.
The same player of that kind of stature, you just have to keep playing.
You have to keep
the moment you have an injury, you had an injury, and you go for 2-3 months,
It's over.
you return, it's over.
Even Casemiro that was looking fit. At some point he had a break, he had injury when
he came back fit, fat.
So now Casemiro, after signing Casemiro, that was finished. Now he's leaving the club on free transfer. So where are they even getting the money? And United, they spent money on not just players, on coaches. Within how many months? Within how many years have coaches been changed in United just because of quick results? So
okay, let's drop it on this tonight. Chelsea, Arsenal tonight in the Carabao Cup. Second leg at Emirates Stadium.
Wait now.
All of a sudden, I feel like you're bringing your best in terms of banter, fake analysis, because it's banter and fake analysis. So the platform is open. The mic is on.
Okay, Daniel. I will put it to you.
Okay.
Fine. Arsenal won the last game 3-2.
By just
won. The last time that Arsenal, Chelsea defeated Arsenal. It was far back.
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
That's how many years?
It's only 5 years.
It's
only how many meetings have they had in that 5 years? Maybe like 8-9 meetings.
9 meetings.
They are draws.
Arsenal has had.
They are about 4 draws.
Arsenal has had 6 wins in that.
They are about 4 draws. That's what I'm saying.
Arsenal has had 6 wins and 3 draws.
Exactly. So Chelsea have had 1 win, right?
No win.
No win. Okay.
That's the track record. You understand? And the track record definitely speaks.
So at Emirates Stadium tonight, I want you to do what you do best on the radio, because last time you underrated Chelsea going into Manchester City derby.
No, I thought you should have stick to it.
Oh yeah, what did you say?
Honestly speaking, just because it's at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal, they will be playing good football. Yes, Chelsea Football Club. One of the recent things I've noticed with Rosenio is they start very slow. And when you know that the points are against you currently, because Arsenal defeated them at the first leg, at the Stamford Bridge, they need to, this time, start very fast in the game. If you really want to defeat them, you need to start very fast. So honestly speaking, just because I know that Arsenal really needs this so much, Arteta needs this trophy like never before. For Chelsea, the fact that they lost at Stamford Bridge due to the fact that they just got a new manager, I think it's going to toll true to Arsenal in this one. Very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough, honestly.
What's your prediction?
2-1.
In favor of Arsenal.
Yeah.
All right, he's done it already. He's done it again on the race Chelsea. Well, that's how we wrap it up on the show this evening on the Cruise Show. The first segment is, of course, sport, and the second segment, Bam Bam will be here to take you a little into the world of entertainment. And about now, the next voice you will hear on the other side is the voice of Igufemi Bobola, the sport Bam Bam. I'm yours, nice and faithful Daniel Adeyemi. See you in the morning, and bye for now.
Muslim fly ìrìnàjò rẹ̀. Gbogbo èyí tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe ayẹyẹ ọlọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan bíi wedding, concert, church crusade, film premiere, tẹ̀líò indoor LED screen. Iléeṣẹ́ Gold Mender Media ló kájú ẹ̀. Mo ti kó screen dé bíbá. Ọlọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan léyìí tí ìbẹ́ ìtìtì náà fi ṣe dáadáa tí o fi ṣàánú yàtọ̀. Indoor LED screen tó múlẹ̀ rúkú sún gbangba gidigba. Ṣé ìyànílò screen fún sẹ́mínà yìí tó ń bọ̀ àbí fún anniversary yìí tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe. Ẹ̀yà tara ṣèṣàkẹ́ ìkọ̀sílẹ̀ iṣẹ́ Gold Mender Media lọ́dọ̀ wọn nìkan lẹ́tì ní wí. Indoor LED screen tó fọkànbalẹ̀ tí ò ní ṣe bàlàbàlà. Ṣé ni wọ́n lulẹ̀ yìí ti fẹ́ lù ní àgbórí field látòrí 100k ní rẹ́tẹ̀jì wọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ̀yà tara ṣàṣàkẹ́ máa bọ̀ sí ọ́fíìsì wọn tó wà ní Woodbull A Olúsọjí Avenue extension of WCCI road Olúyọ̀lé Ìbàdàn tàbí ọ́fíìsì wọn tó wà ní number 28 Amadasu street Ìgbú Èkó Lẹ́kí Etí Òsàlẹ́gbọ́ state telephone 08031363370 tàbí 0912-188-5200. Iléeṣẹ́ Gold Mender Media ló fi lọ́kàn balẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn screen ìgbàlódé fún ayẹyẹ tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ ṣe ẹgbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ramadan oṣù alápọ̀lé oṣù abiyì wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́ alhamdulillah. Kalẹ̀ mọ́ falẹ̀ tó tó fẹ́ wọlé tó bá bọ̀ wá bí tó máa wọlé tó bá wọlé tán bí tó máa jáde ní mọ́rí àbá àbíkàyà Ramadan. Gbogbo mùsùlùmí lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin a kó àmójúbà oṣù Ramadan oṣù tá a ti ṣiṣẹ́ olóore kékeré gbà ńlá oṣù yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ láti má jẹ́ kí oríire tí ń bẹ nínú oṣù yóò fò wá rù. Ẹ wá ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àlá nípasẹ̀ ṣíṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ọ̀kan òjọ̀pọ̀ ètò tá a ti là kalẹ̀ fún yín ní ìkànnì Melody 100.7 FM Ìbàdàn kẹ́sì dáàdì pélére. Ẹ wá ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ àwọn ètò bíi wáàsí àwẹ̀, ìrun pípé, tafsir, àyọkà láti náà Quran, sàrìtìyà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ wá dá sí tọ́lọ́run kẹ́ ẹ lè gba òkú orin láyé àti lálùkìyámọ̀. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí láti ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ẹ pè alága ìgbìmọ̀ Ramadan iléeṣẹ́ Melody FM Hajj Kamal Usama sórí 0803-513-2586 àti Mikael Adekola Ọmọtọ́ṣọ́ sórí 0803-284-9194 tàbí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sí iléeṣẹ́ wa tó wà ní Melody House ojúlé kejì má pàdé òrùngbòde wá àsìmí bá ṣòun Ìbàdàn Ramadan Kareem.
Ó bá wọlé ó bá ń bọ̀ wá bí tó bá wọlé ó bá wọlé tán bí kò má ṣe jáde.
Làrà tí gbénú ọmọ alára dábírà.
Ìkànnì Melody 100.7 FM àwa gangan lára.
From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 7 p.m.
What did I say?
I said, may you dance to me, make you know who they just. I swear you did both, you know I see they go. Tomorrow, basket, but we try to go just. The song you remember, I'm not feeling the blues. I said, may you dance to me, make you know who they just. I swear you did both, you know I see they go.
Body, who respects you, but nobody not you, no guesses. Cause you never done you to full extent. You never experienced full wetness. But mind you, I've got something, maybe I don't need your focus. Show your ID and avoid government. I'm a good citizen of this continent. As you come back, mommy, turn your back, oh, back, oh. Turn back to back, oh, back, oh. Each morning, back your back, oh. Don't take back, oh, back, oh. Carry on, return them back, oh. Don't take another handle.
Back, oh, basket, but we try to go just. say me you dance to me, make you no go to just. I swear you did good, you know I see the good.
Tumbo, baskelebe, I know you see you speak kelebe. Just serve like fresh, like a kid. Do what you need, baby. It feel like Sandra, Benede, I know you wear this size, baby. You get only fans, make a check. My favorite parts, make a check.
I'm Americano, a papana comodo. She like when I'm in control. For money, I did not. Got the money, did not. No, she like me more. It's on the good just find me no good. So I know I see the one. Are you gonna dance to me or maybe we can come? For us to draw my money, you know.
Tumbo, baskelebe, I know you see you speak kelebe. Just serve like fresh, like a kid. Do what you need, baby. I feel like Sandra, Benede, I know you wear this size, baby. You get only fans, make a check. My favorite parts, like a check.
Let me forget you go do. Saturday you go do no. Okay, Pami we can go. Maybe today we dey go. But your body dey go do. Yeah, your body wanna go. I found the money to do. Baby, Joe, I'm alone, fine, go. Oh, my Joe, Jabo. Pushing sharp. You got it over, you so bomb. Very journey, you love. Yeah, my guys, if they want easy. People for the salad easy. Celebrity life, you know, easy. Skilly. Easy. How you gonna lose your back easy? You want just easy. I see. Give me, what I need to tell you. Don't be forget you go do. Saturday you go do. Okay, Pami we can go. Maybe today we do. But your body dey go. Yeah, your body wanna do. I found the money to do. Baby, no like I ain't the king to me, baby. Shala wala, all over me, shala wala. Oh, hello, do you think you I wanna dance out of feet down. Let's go like we see. I wanna move out and go down. The many things I will show you. Money on my mind, but I new dance. I wanna touch up for love. I don't hold you close to love. Let me forget you go do. That's not you go. Okay, Pami go. No be too. But your body dey good lulu. Yeah, but your body wanna go mulu. I found the money to do. Baby, Joe. I'm alone, fine, Bobo. Joe, my Joe, Jabo. I will go, Shabo. You body to me, so go. Go, Jamie, love. Do it. Go like it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's the life of the party, baby. I know you feel it, 'cause it's written all over your face. And I know